Hello everyone and welcome back, and today I'm going to be painting a coot, which is a black water bird. So I've been experimenting recently with painting darker subjects. This is probably one of the darkest birds that I know of. Very velvety black plumage. So I'm starting off here with some vine black, which is a colour by Michael Hardin. I'm using my medium-sized mop brush, wet on to dry. So you can see that this black is very neutral. It's not warm, it's not cool. It's a very neutral black, almost grey colour. I'm going very carefully here, around the beak. Even though it's quite a large brush, I can get a decent point on it. Now switch to a bluer colour. This is anthracite blue, I think it's called. And I've mixed in some of the black with it, so it's a very black blue. What I'm effectively doing here is an underpainting for the main black colour, which we'll come to in a sec. So we've got some neutral blacks and darks underneath, and I'm going to use this Dr. P.H. Martin liquid watercolour, little dropper bottle. Just drop some onto my palette, water it down very, very slightly, not much. It's pretty much neat, and straight into the wet area. So as you can see, it's quite intense. It's a watercolour, but it looks like an ink. So it's very deep, very dark. Let's watch it go on. It soaks in nice into the wet area. I'm using a round brush here, number 7 or number 8. And letting that soak into the pre-wetted area. Let that settle in. Apply some to the first area that I painted, which is now damp rather than wet. So it's soaking in. Okay. And I'm being a little bit careful because I'm trying to highlight or deepen some areas and leave some less dark. So this is the colour, slightly more diluted, slightly wetter, still very intense. Great. Somebody's drilling or something next door. We'll soldier on. So now it's quite diluted, quite a lot more diluted rather, a less intense colour. And there I am dropping some water on to see if I can get any effect from the water droplets spattering some clean water, paint the legs in. Now I'm mixing a little bit of the blue into the liquid watercolour black. So even though these are different brands of watercolour and you've different formats, one's a tube, one's a liquid, you just mix them all together. Let's get the eye in. It's a really lovely bird, the coot. Velvety dark black plumage, striking red eye, and a white bill with a kind of a nose guard which goes right up onto the head. So I'm dragging some of the dark colour from the from the body across onto the bill just by using my damp brush. Now I've got a piece of card, a spare piece of watercolour card. I've painted the edge of it with the black. I curved it to the correct shape before I painted it on to give myself a very fine line. Easy way to paint fine lines. Back onto the second layer of the dark ink black pH Martin. It's not an ink, it's a watercolour. So this is at a point where the painting had previously dried, and it's a question of refining now and covering up any effects that have happened that I don't like. I'm trying to get the head a very velvety dark black. I quite like texture in the other parts of the painting, along the back, along the chest. But the head I want to be smooth, velvety and black. And just grading a little bit there, just fading it across to the top of the head to give a little bit of variation. I don't want an absolutely solid black. Now I'm almost dry brushing and then flicking on again, experimenting with different textures that I might be able to achieve. I've never used this Dr. Martin before. It's dried once more, or virtually dried. The eye is certainly dried. Let's put in the detail of the pupil. Let that dry. Dragging some more colour into the beak area. So this is almost a dry brush. Well, it is a dry brush. It's dabbing some of the colours off. Nice variation in texture on top of the bird, along the chest of the bird. Nice velvety black on the head, dotting the eye. That's pretty much it with my experiment. I'm just softening, kneading up this chest area back to the mop brush there. So I'm just painting water over the top of the layer. It's a dry layer, water on top, and then back in with a third layer, I think this is, of the pH Martin. Because obviously as the paints dry, they do tend to lighten off. Some final refinements around the bill, the beak. So I was very impressed with this Dr. pH Martin Hydrus Watercolour, liquid watercolour. And I'll certainly be trying it again in future paintings. Get a very intense black colour. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There's the final result when it's all dried. Hope you like that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.